Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping back by. I am Tia, and today is Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Fibro Friday for those who deal with fibro or any chronic illness. I hope that your week was fantastic, no matter what the state of your health is. I hope you had a great week. If you did not have a great week, I hope your weekend is better than you could have dreamed. And no matter what, I hope that you do something very kind for yourself today because you absolutely deserve it. You treat yourself. You've earned it. So today I'm going to tell you all how I worried myself into a flare. Now, I don't think I've ever done this before. And if I have, I was already in the midst of so many flares that were just happening pretty close sequence to each other. So I didn't realize it. But I caught it this time. As you all know, I'm completely off of my fibro meds. I tapered off of them last autumn. And so, I'm coming up on a year of not taking my medication and managing my symptoms as normally, as naturally as possible, right? So, leading up to about a week before my flight, I noticed I was tired. But I'm thinking, the seasons, we're transitioning from spring to summer, which is usually a pretty gentle transition for me. But, maybe my body's just feeling a little sensitive. And I noticed that my legs were hurting. I'm a person that logs anywhere from 10,000 to 12,000 steps a day. So for my legs to hurt would usually indicate that I have skewed much higher than normal for several days in a row. And that's not what was happening. My numbers were still in my average range. And so I was like, okay, so I haven't been overwalking. And I was like, well, am I drinking enough? Am I eating enough stuff with calcium and potassium? Just kind of thinking, what are the nutritional deficiencies that might be causing this? There were none. And I said, okay, well, magnesium, taking my magnesium, still achy in my legs. Couldn't figure it out. A few days before my trip, I noticed I had pain in my neck and shoulder, which is not unusual for this side of my body, but I was feeling it over here too. And I'm like, okay. Notice I was having a lot of pain in my wrist and in my forearms, both of them. Okay, I don't know what's going on at this point. I just know I'm achy, I'm hurting, I'm tired, I'm sleeping a bit more than normal. This is not my usual, especially going into the summertime when I usually come alive. Then the piece that I knew something was going on, my back started hurting, and not hurting like it normally does, but hurting like a backache. And I said, okay, something's happening here. I couldn't put my finger on it. My fear was COVID. That was my first fear. Oh my gosh, what if I caught COVID? I'm thinking, oh, I woke up this morning, I was a little sore throated, I'm a little nauseous. Who knows? Maybe it's something bad. That's what I'm thinking as I wake up some mornings leading up to my trip. And then the answer came to me in a most unexpected way. I tuned in to Rushni over at glamazini.com. She also has a YouTube. She put up a reel as she prepared to visit her family back in the Virgin Islands. And so I'm watching her reel, and she's talking about the anxiety she's feeling as she's preparing to leave. And I said, is that what I'm feeling? Anxiety? And I realized that's what it was. I literally worried myself to the point that I had a flare. Now, trust me, the worry was not a conscious thought, it was very much subconscious, I even unconscious, I would say. I wasn't aware that I was worried. And the reason why I wasn't aware that I was worried was because, in my mind, worry is something that you actively do. I wasn't actively worrying. I was preparing and I was doing all of the things, washing all of my clothes so that I didn't come home to any dirty clothes, cleaning up everything so that I didn't come home to a mess anywhere, tidying things up, making sure that all arrangements were made, making sure that I had tied up all the loose ends for all the things, right? And I was concerned that I wouldn't get it all done. Did I get it all done? I got most of it done, like 95% of it done. But I didn't know that I was worrying about it. Then I started trying to get the information on what does it look like to go into countries in this post-COVID world, because I haven't internationally traveled since 2018, late 2018. So I'm like, I haven't been out of the country since then. What is life like now? What does this consist of? And even though it's pretty clear if you're flying domestically as a US citizen, things are not so clear depending on the country you're going to. So trying to figure out, well, what kind of test do I need? Will they accept my CDC records? Will they accept what the airport has the airline has verified on my behalf? They've viewed my vaccination cards. What is happening? And I realized I don't know what's going on, and I can't get a good head or tail of what's happening. And it's causing me anxiety because I am a traveler who likes to know what's going to happen within reason. I like to know this is the process. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, and I'm going to get there. This is not like anything I've done before. And so I was worried, and I wasn't even conscious of it. But my body knew the worry. My body knew the tension. My body knew the stress. My body started signaling me about a week and a half before I started getting more intense symptoms. And I started getting the symptoms of a flare leading up to the day that I flew out. So, actually, I'm recording this before I fly out, but leading up to flight day. So here's what I'm hoping you take away from this video that's already gone a little bit longer than I planned. If you are someone who suffers from chronic illness, remember that stress continues to be a huge trigger. And for you, the best thing you can do is be very aware of changes in your body and compare them to your current circumstances and see, am I feeling this because I am under stress? Because if you are under stress, your body will absolutely react in the most alarming ways. In my case, I thought maybe COVID or flare. And it was a flare. And it is a flare that I'm still kind of trying to calm down. But it is not a flare that is completely unmanageable. It is absolutely something that I brought on myself by not being aware of my stress. And now I'm putting out the fires. And it's okay. But it just helps to know that this was what caused the pain. And I am still in control of calming it down and getting some relief and taking good care of myself. That is my responsibility, to be aware of the stress, relieve it as much as possible, and continue to take care of myself so that I can live as pain-free a life as possible. Continue to journal, guys. Continue to take care of yourselves. Pay attention to the signs of extreme stress. Continue to lighten your load as much as possible, because you only have this one body in this one life. And I hope that you do everything you can to make it a good experience here, including being on top of that stress and managing it as it comes up and recognizing it properly, and doing what you can to redirect as you feel it. So that's it. I hope that you all have a fantastic weekend. Do something stress reducing, stress eliminating, stress free. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.